Hello everybody, and welcome to a next episode of Decoupaging with Michelle. I hope that everyone has been doing well and doing lots of crafting. We're coming into the fall season and Christmas season, so lots of crafting to be done for all the crafters. So today I'm just going to decoupage. I have 6 jars that I'm going to be doing. I've already prepared the napkins, so I'm super excited about these. So I'm just gonna decoupage these. Again, my jars that I use are assortment of usually upcycled of some sort. I believe this was an olive jar. So yeah, that's a really cute little green truck I think I'm gonna use. Make sure we're on the camera. We sure are. So just gonna decoupage that on there. Again, I use Mod Podge. Right now I'm using the gloss because I still have not gone to Hobby Lobby to get my matte, but it really doesn't matter that I use gloss or matte right now, as I will seal mine with a what I seal mine with covers it up, and I seal all my products with this stuff called DuraClear, which is a satin in satin. So for me, the Mod Podge doesn't make a big difference. So I'm gonna put some Mod Podge on my brush here. And I'm gonna line that up so it's even Steven here. And again, you just want to put a little bit of Mod Podge on your brush. You can put too much. When you put too much on there, it'll bubble and tear the napkin. Put just enough to make it tacky. It will go on really smoothly and have a nice finish to it. So now all the napkins I'm doing today are fall napkins, and I believe these are not new napkins. I've had them for a while, last couple years, and I think I got them at the Christmas tree store, which unfortunately, if you know, is no longer in business. So I don't know, I gotta find a new place to get some more napkins. I always use my plastic wrap to kind of push along there, get that out. Look how awesome that looks, you guys. So that one's done. And then I'm doing an assortment of sizes today. Here's just a small one. I know that does have some of the paint is chipped off that, but I'm gonna let that go because I think it will kind of look it'll show through the napkin. I think it kind of looks like there's some issues with the pumpkins on there. I kind of like it actually. So I'm gonna line that up so that's on there kind of where I want it. And again, I've just folded the napkin over, get a little Mod Podge, brush that Mod Podge on. Don't put any big lumpy clumpies on there, just make it tacky. And then I just go up and down in the center there, and I just go back and forth. And if there are any wrinkles, we'll go back with that saran wrap, but hopefully there's not many. If I do it right, there shouldn't be many initially. So again, I might have a little bit too much Mod Podge on that one. Just put this on a little bit, flip it over, push it down. Got a little bit of there we go. Pull that over there. Looks pretty good. Now there's a little bit of the paint is off the top of that. Once it's dry, before I seal it, I will go ahead and touch these jars up when they have those kind of chip paint there. And again, I'm just going to rub the edges of this, get out any wrinkles that may there, and really push it so it adheres. Oh, look, you guys. Awesome. I did prep all the napkins ahead of time. I tend to do that way when I start doing my Mod Podge, I can just rock and roll and get them done. This is an upcycled spaghetti jar. I'm gonna put this, I think this little fall truck is so cute. I love those colors. I love that kind of turquoisey gray blue, seafoam gray, green. I don't know what you call it, but it's, you know, just something a little different than your traditional orange and brown that fall usually has, and just adds a little something. So I'm gonna put that on here. I think this is one of my top, probably my top 5 favorite fall designs. This napkin. So I think you can do a lot with it. I'm gonna flip this over and put some Mod Podge on there. I do have, when I flip that over, there's a bit of a crease up there, but I can use my plastic wrap and go around the edges here and push that down pretty good. And I usually don't too often go through over the middle of it. I usually use my saran wrap just to go the edges. Adorable. Look at that, you guys. Adorbs. Alright, I just got 3 more to do here. I'm kind of excited about these ones. These are a little different. So this napkin was, a whole napkin is just this assortment of these leaves. And I just think for a centerpiece for flowers at Thanksgiving dinner or something, I just love the colors on this. So I'm gonna go and use. Now this napkin does have some creases in it, so I'm gonna be very mindful when I put that on to pull that apart so correctly. So just gonna put this on. Make sure there's nothing too heavy on here. And because there is that crease, I want to make sure that I pull that apart. There we go. And that crease was just where the napkin folded. Sometimes if it's a really bad fold, I actually will iron my napkins. But I knew that I could probably just get that crease out when I put this on. That looks pretty good. I did this design. I did a giant vase. I found this really cool shaped vase at the Goodwill or something, and it was heavy vase. And I did the whole vase in this leaf, and it just turned out so cool. I sold it at one of my craft shows that I did. So apparently someone else liked it as well. But I always said if it didn't sell, I was going to use it for my Thanksgiving dinner centerpiece. So, because it was just an absolute beautiful vase. So look at that, turned out really good, you guys. And that looked cool with some nice fall flowers in there. A bouquet of fall flowers, really cool. So again, just gonna go the outside of this. Make sure I have those creases down. Make sure I have any wrinkles, if there's any, out of there. And I think a bit of a wrinkle. Guys, I think that turned out perfect. Love it, love it. Yeah, I've been lacking on my fall ones, you guys, so I figured I needed to do a couple today. So here's a jar. You notice that it's not painted all the way to the top. Normally I would use this for one of my tissue jars. This is I believe a spaghetti pasta jar as well. So what I do after I adhere this and it dries, I'll go ahead and touch that up and fill that up with white. I'm not going to use this as a tissue holder like I had intended initially with the jar. So sometimes when I paint, I go through these paint spurts with my jars, and I'll just paint most of them, you know, all the way to the top. Some of them I'll leave the not paint the top so I can put the lid on for the tissue holder. But I've been lacking on painting jars, so I'm going to steal this one. I needed a big one. This is a big picture. It's Cornucopia. And so on a normal size quart size jar, it just didn't look right. I didn't think anything was big enough, so part of I wanted to take this one. I think this looks really cool. I don't know if I want to center it like that. I want to center. I think I want to center it like that. It looks really cool. Okay. I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna go quite a far. My cat is up here watching me, sitting next to me. I have 2 cats and a dog. I think sometimes they just watch me and wonder, what the heck am I doing? Because it appears to them like I'm talking to myself, so that's okay. So this is going to be this is a pretty simple one here. There's nothing too outlandish on this one. Now this napkin, the bottom of it actually had a really dark burgundy base, and I actually used my scissors to cut around the bottom, and then I did the top is the where I got it wet, and I gave it a soft edging on that white part. Helps make it blend a little bit easier. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over and get this on. A little bit of sometimes when you go on these curves, you just have to do a little more pressure on that curve. Make sure that there's no creases or lines in that. Because these napkins will stretch out if you do it like that. They can also tear, so you got to be careful. But look at that. That is super sweet too. So again, I'm gonna definitely go around the edges on this one with my plastic wrap. I can see down here. Just want to make sure all that gets on here really well. Alright, what do you guys think about that one? Alright, got one more, you guys. That'll be my 6 fall ones I'm going to work on. Now I have to tell you, this is actually my favorite one. I have this one for my centerpiece. I used it last year. Look at that. Is that not cool? I just love this design. There's something about that just is very kind of calming. So I'm going to put it on I have this old, it's one of the antique ball jars. I'm going to go and put it on here. I want to make sure you really center that. I think that looks pretty good. Alrighty. So these, sometimes these old ball jars, they are perfectly round like this, and they have this big imprint here of the, the ball, the perfect mason jar, and it looks really cool, but sometimes it can be tricky with the napkins, making sure there's no creases and stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I get this on really well here. Yeah, sometimes I like it when you can see like that mason jar that comes through and that through the napkin, how it spells it out. Now I did rip this napkin when I was preparing it, so I have to make sure I cover that little, and I cover that really well. Alrighty. But when they have these words, it can be a little challenging to get some of this stuff on here. And this one going to go under the jar a little bit. Usually I don't do that too often. I knew I would on this one, so I got to make sure I had Mod Podge on the bottom. The important thing is then when I seal this, I have to make sure I seal that bottom part really well as also. So I'm gonna get some Mod Podge on here. Kind of going crazy on the Mod Podge. I'm getting more on the metal part than I am the brush. Pull that back a little bit. some of that under there. I know I need it in the bottom. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. And again, I ripped, when I was preparing these, I didn't get that very wet when I was with the paintbrush, and so I want to make sure that like that. And I ripped a couple of them, which happens, but you know the nice thing about Mod Podge is they're extremely forgiving, and so when you put it on, put the napkin on, you can really kind of make sure that these things line up. You guys, look at that. Is that not awesome? I just love that design. It's just, like I said earlier, it's just a little calming. So I am going to get this. I have a line at the top there. I want to make sure I push this bottom on here really well. Go around the edges. Now on this one, because I do have the words, I'm going to go over the words lightly. Make sure that that napkin is really in there tightly so that you can see the words very clearly through the design. This is one of my favorite things to do when I do this. So look, you guys, I think that turned out really super awesome. So there you go, guys. I did these 6 jars. Just to recap, I did this cute little green truck full of sunflowers. Did a small pumpkin. I think that'll be cute. Did this kind of calming color pickup truck with some pumpkins in the back. Did the leaves and the giant cornucopia. Turned out really kind of nice. And then my personal favorite is this one, and that just turned out really cool. Now again, I know that I got a chip there, and so once this dries, before I seal it, I always go back and I will touch up any chips or imperfections that are on here, and then I'll seal them. Once the seal dries, then I always decorate it. I have some really cute fall ribbon that I will put on these as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and keep on crafting, you guys.